Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hey everybody, Kieran aka The Laird here, and I have a book stroke magazine review for you this week, because this one is a little bit of both. And as you can see, it is the complete guide to the Mega Drive, the Ultimate Buyer's Guide from C&VG magazine and Mean Machines. So this is quite an early book in the Mega Drive's life. It was released December 1991, so just in time for Christmas, which would have been a very prime time for the Mega Drive in the UK. Actually, Christmas 1991, a lot of people would have been getting them that year. So it's 120 pages, and it's a magazine style, but obviously it was meant to be sold separately. It's not a magazine as such. It's what we call a bookazine now, and I think a lot of people forget that these have always been the thing. I mean, I've obviously looked at loads of bookazines on my channel, from like Retro Gamer, especially, more than anybody, who have produced absolutely tons of them, and they've been a very profitable business for Retro Gamer. And I think a lot of people forget that there were, bookazines like this one back in the day. I mean, I think probably the first ones that I can remember were the old C&VG Complete Guide to Consoles, which I'm still trying to obtain because they go for quite high prices. I've got outbid on them so many times. I've got the PDFs of them, but I really want the real things because they were so cool, and I always bought them as soon as they came out. But this one I did own. I did buy myself. I'm trying to think if 91 was the Christmas I got my Mega Drive. I think it may well have been. Looking at the games that's in it, yeah, I think it probably well could have been, because I do remember having this. It would have made sense if that was the Christmas that I did get my Mega Drive. I'm just trying to place if it was. I'm thinking more I think about it, the more I think it was actually. So yeah, we'll have a look through it and see what we think of the scores. There's 124 pages there. Actually, it is about 120 really, if you don't count the covers and stuff. But there we go. So we start off with a nice advert for EA, and there's our listing. So it's in A to Z order, and it's got some features in it as well. So beginner's guide to the Mega Drive. There's some previews in it, and then it mentions what is Megatech. So you might have noticed, actually, for those familiar with the Mega Drive, that the cover looks suspiciously like a magazine called Megatech, and basically that they did eventually. EMAP, who made this, did eventually launch their own Mega Drive magazine not long after this, called Megatech, which you may remember I did used to buy Megatech sometimes. It wasn't my favourite Mega Drive magazine, but it was pretty decent. The one I used to buy the most was actually Sega Pro. I loved Sega Pro. I like the humour in Sega Pro. It's basically your Sinclair but Sega. So there we go. Let's have a look through. Greetings, Mega Drive fans. So an explanation of their score system, the good old graphics, sound, playability, last ability, which some people used, and an overall score. So a complete guide to Mega Drives, to telling you about things like SCART, which is an essential. You really wanted to be using a SCART connection, not RF. Different joypads there wasn't that many about at that point. And the 6 buttons hadn't come out yet either, so that wasn't around. The arcade power sticks, so yeah, we only had 3 buttons as well, not 6 button ones. The good old power based converter, of course, which you could play your Master System games in the Mega Drive. The Mega CD, which wasn't even out yet, I don't think. I think it was maybe just about to come out in Japan. Looking at that, because they've got some very early screenshots. Rad Racer, well, that certainly never came out on the Mega CD. Parodius, if possible, that didn't. I can't remember if there's a Wing Commander game or not, but it's certainly Street Fighter 2. No, we never got Street Fighter 2. Not Night Stalker, yes. For console concepts. I bought a few things from them back in the day. And then we go into reviews, starting with 688 Attack Sub. Aero Blasters, which I've actually always thought was a really underrated shoot 'em up for the Mega Drive. They quite liked it. Afterburner. I think they were too kind on that because I think the Mega Drive port of Afterburner is really poor actually. It's got a horrible frame rate. Aren't they the worst possible screenshots they could have taken for Alex Kidd? In fact, they don't even look like Mega Drive screenshots. I'm pretty sure they're from the Master System version. So what the devil is going on there? That's absolutely terrible. Gave it 56. It isn't very good, the Mega Drive Alex Kidd, but yeah, pretty poor quality review there. Alien Storm, which I loved. And why they've got a separate rating for an import version and a normal version, I really don't know. That's really strange. They said about the difficulty. Oh, okay. Alter Beast, Arnold Palmer's Golf. Probably fair on those. Arrow Flash, and that's harsh. 40 out. I really like Arrow Flash. I think it's a really good game. Topic Rabbit Kid. Alright, Axis have said. Can't say I've ever played that. Batman's really good. Fair one on that. Battle Squadron, yeah, Bimini Run, 60, I'll go a bit higher. Bimini Run's pretty good actually, quite underrated, bit of a hidden gem in many ways. Blockout, 91, I think they're maybe a bit over on that one. Bonanza Brothers, 70, but I would give it a bit more. Burning Force is good. Budokan, yeah, it was one of my friends, one of my friends had a Mega Drive, Neil, that was one of the first games he had. In fact, I think it was pretty much the first game he bought. And we played loads of it because he didn't have many other games because the Mega Drive games were so expensive. Centurion, Columns, yeah, classic. I love Crackdown. I think it's really underrated. They gave it 70, I'd give it a lot more than that. Curse is okay. Dangerous Seed, they didn't like. I'm not sure I played Dangerous Seed. Cyberball they liked. I'm not a massive fan of Cyberball. Darius, we got a Sagaya over here, good game. Darwin, good game, yeah, they quite liked it. Dial Land Pinball, they didn't like. I think it's quite good fun. Dick Tracy, I really like. They really liked it. Dynamite Duke, I really like as well. Quite liked it. EA Hockey, 94, blimey. Elemental Master, 84. I think it deserves higher than that. I think it's great. Elemental Master. El Viento. E-SWAT, yeah, probably about bang on. I really like E-SWAT. Fantasia. Terrible screenshot again. Fairy Tale Adventure. Some of the screenshots in here leave a lot to be desired. Fastest One, I'm not sure I'm even familiar with that game. Didn't like it though. 29%. It looks like a Final Lap Twin. Fatal Labyrinth, they didn't like that very much, did they? Fire Mustang, didn't like that a lot either. Flicky, good. Forgotten Worlds, very good. Really like Mega Drive Forgotten Worlds. Gaiares, if that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. Ghostbusters, yeah, great game on the Mega Drive. Game Ground, which they some reason hated, but it's probably in my top 10 Mega Drive games. I absolutely love Game Ground, so I couldn't disagree with them more on that. Ghouls and Ghosts, I'm not such a massive fan of that, it's too hard for my liking. Golden Axe, one of the best games on the Mega Drive. Gynoog, definitely one of the best games on the Mega Drive, easy top 10, they liked it, 92. Hardball, Heavy Unit. Hellfire, good but too hard for my liking. James Pond, absolutely terrible screenshots once again. I happen to think it's a terrible game as well. They didn't mind it though. Joe Montana, James Buster Douglas, good but far too short. It looks great but it's far too short. Duel Master they didn't like very much. 59, I really like Duel Master. John Madden, never a fan. King's Bounty, Clax, great game. They're going to get 66, that's really weird. Clax is great. Lakers versus Celtics, I like that. 89, they did too. M1 Abrams. Magical Flying Hat Turbo Adventure, brilliant game. 80. Mega Tracks, I think they got released as Quad or something. Quad's something, trying to think now. In the West, they get 40, it is rubbish. Marvel Land, my brother loved that, it was one of his favourite games. 84. Cast of Illusion, yeah, you can see that. I'm not a fan of platforms like that, but you can see what they get with that score. Midnight Resistance, good game. Might and Magic. Mike Ditka's Power Football, never played it. Moonwalker. Terrible screenshots again. This mag has just got such awful screenshots. But they did like Moonwalker, and it's probably one of the most nostalgic Mega Drive games for me. I loved it back in the day. Great music as well. Musha, very surprised to see that get 71, considering how highly regarded that is amongst Mega Drive fans. Mystic Defender 63, New Zealand Story 82, Desert Tire, Outrun 68. There's a lot higher. It's bloody Outrun. What's all that about? One rubbish screenshot as well. PJ Tour, they're great games. I love the PJ Tour games on the Mega Drive, really good. European Tour is my favourite. That's the one I had, probably why. Fantasy Star 2, Fantasy Star 3. Felius is a good game, pretty decent. Populous, I like Populous. Raiden Trad, 73, I think it deserves a bit higher actually. Good old Upside Down adverts from Games Galore. I was talking about that in another video recently. Because Games Galore in Hemel Hempstead was one of my local game shops. I used to go there all the time. I bought probably more Lynx games there from there than anywhere else. I used to beg my dad to take me over to that shop because you could only really get there by car. But what an awesome shop it was. Rainbow Islands. I ordered mail order from them as well, but I loved going to the shop. Shop experience was always better. Classic Rambo 3, really good as well. I love Rambo 3. Friend of Shinobi, the first Mega Drive game I bought. I love it. Absolutely love it. Great game. Road Rash 94, yep. Road Rash is great. Saint Sword is a decent game, yeah. Shadow Dancer, it's alright. I prefer Friend of Shinobi. Sonic Shining in the Darkness. Space Harrier 2, which is quite good. Spider-Man, great game. Mega CD version's even better though. Star Control, which I really liked. I've never played Star Control. Stormlord, which I didn't like much. It's alright, I quite like Stormlord. Street Smart, but that appears to be screenshots from Streets of Rage. So they've buggered that right up, and then Streets of Rage has got the screenshots from Street Smart, so they've completely messed that up. Oh my god. Morons. They really messed up the screenshots in this one. I wonder who the editor was. God. Obviously didn't look over it properly before it got published. Strider, Super Monaco GP, 93. Really good racing game. Super Thunderblade, yeah, it's awful. Super Thunderblade, that's far too high. Super Volleyball, decent game. Super Real Basketball. That was a good early basketball game actually. My friend had that. Same friend had Budokan. That might have even been the second game he bought was Super Real Basketball. He was a massive basketball fan. Super Hang-On, some really crap screenshots there again. Great game though. Sword of Sodan looks amazing, plays like a dog. I fell for it and I bought it just because the screenshots made it look so amazing, but it was a terrible game. Sword of Vermilion. Techno Cop, they didn't like it. I really like Techno Cop. Thunder Force 2, probably, well, not quite my favourite Mega Drive shooter, but it's certainly up there. It's a really good game. 86, Thunder Force 3, 89. So I prefer 2 to 3. Controversial opinion there. Most people think 3 is the best. Tora, in other words, Fire Shark. 71, that's a good game. Truxton 82, that's one of the first Mega Drive games we bought actually. That's the first one my brother bought. Ultimate Tiger, Twin Hawk. Yeah, okay. Look at that. Messed it up again. They've obviously put the text the same colour as the page, so there's no review there. God, the amount of mistakes in this magazine is astounding. What utter incompetence. Really, really serious amount of mistakes in here. Veritex 81. I really like Veritex. I think it's a really underrated game. Actually, what's above it, Vapor Trail, is brilliant, especially for the soundtrack. But you can't read the review. Wardener 77. That's decent. Wonderboy 3. And again, it's the wrong screenshots. That's the screenshots from the Master System version. In fact, that looks like a screenshot from Mario, and that's a screenshot from the Master System Wonderboy 3, which is a completely different game. And they gave it 69. It's one of my favourite Mega Drive games. World Cup Atelier 90 with some of the text cut off for some reason, which is an absolutely terrible game. Zany Golf, it's decent. It's alright, it's good fun. Zero Wing 93, great game. All your base are belong to us. Previews, Devil Crash, one of my favourite Mega Drive games. Galaxy Force 2, disappointing conversion. Starship Gamola, don't know what that is. Tojo Manel, love it. Mercs, love it. Photo Rewinds, decent. Decap Attack, which of course is the Western version of Turbo Hat. I prefer Turbo Hat. Shadow the Beast, Dark Castle, terrible game. And they've got Clax, which is really stupid because they've reviewed Clax. Oh no, it's 2 versions, isn't there? I forgot about that. It's a Namco version, a 10 gen version. F-22 Interceptor, Robocod, Speedball 2, that looks suspiciously like a Master System screenshot. California Games, really love California Games on Mega Drive. Fire Shark, which they reviewed, so that's kind of pointless. Marble Madness, Back to Future 3, Xenon 2, Donald Duck, Super Hard Drive, Impact Mania. They look like Master System screenshots actually. Buck Rogers, Sega Ice Hockey. It wasn't called that. Mario Lemo. The screenshot looks like it's upside down. Oh my god. Golden X2, Ninja Gaiden. That never came out. Turbo on a Toki. Nice advert for C&VG there with a cool Turtles cover. Beyond the release schedules, Terminator, Rolling Thunder 2, Wonderboy 5. Never got Wonderboy 5. Don't know what that's about. Slap Fight, Kabuki, Rent a Hero, Fighting Masters, Dana, I don't know what that is. Heavy Nova, Caliber 50. More adverts and stuff, and then talking about Megatech coming. Stuff about Spider-Man there. Dick Tracy says some tips and stuff. And that's it. That's a lot. So yeah, it's nice to have it again because I say I had this as a kid, but I forgot how unbelievably full of mistakes it is, because it's actually horrendous how many mistakes there are in there. Does it say who edited it? Interesting to see if it's a person who's still around. The editor was Paul Glancy, who I think was the C&VG editor at that point. And Julian Rignall, Jazz Rignall had a big part of it as well, by the looks of that. But yeah, they absolutely messed that right up, didn't they? There's so many mistakes in there. But it's still nice to look back on it anyway, purely for nostalgic reasons. And that's it. I've got some more stuff like this actually. I'll quickly show you. I've got another one. I've got a complete guide to Sega there, which is obviously got Master System stuff in it as well, from a bit earlier. So that'll be interesting to look at some point as well. We'll look at that in a separate video. So yeah, and I've got this as well, which is quite a cool magazine as well. And someone on my channel was talking about this recently as well, so I'm going to look at that as well, as a kind of guide, bookazine style thing. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been the Retro Lad. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again for another video very soon. Bye bye.